Good morning and welcome to Wake Up and Rise, the morning show that brings you the latest information, motivation, and inspiration you need to rise above. I'm your host, Dustin Williams, husband to the last good woman on earth, father to 3 amazing kiddos, and Kentucky's favorite real estate expert. Each episode is designed with you in mind, providing you with insightful tips, daily inspiration, and strategies to succeed. So grab your cup of coffee, settle in, and let's rise together because it is time to wake up and rise. Good morning, everyone. Welcome to Wake Up and Rise, where we kickstart your day with inspiration, motivation, and actionable strategies to bring out your best self. Today, we are diving into wisdom from Chapter 4 of The Art of War by Sun Tzu. A chapter all about there's that Eastern Kentucky accent again. Tactical dispositions. Now, you might wonder, what does ancient military strategy have to do with our modern lives? These insights from over 2,000 years ago have a lot to teach us about preparation, positioning, and resilience. So we're going to break that down. But first, I am your host of your favorite morning show, Wake Up and Rise, and Kentucky's favorite real estate expert. I am Dustin Williams, coming to you live from my makeshift studio here in my new-to-me old house in my home office. It is 6:32 a.m., November the 5th of 2024. And today, we are talking about, like I said, the art of war. Yesterday, I talked about the art of war. So today, I'm talking about the art of war. I'm talking about Chapter 4. Before I jump into that, it is Election Day. So get out there and vote. Let your voice be heard. Even if you think it doesn't make a difference, it really does. Is that if everybody in America thought that their vote didn't make a difference, then your vote really wouldn't make a difference because a lot of people wouldn't vote. So, and they don't, which is all the more reason for you to get up today and go vote. So go do that. Make sure you do your civil duty, and you get your voice heard in there about the leadership, the direction of the country that you want to see in the White House. So, with that, Chapter 4, The Art of War. It emphasizes the importance of strategic preparation over brute force. Like, you don't have to be a blockhead all the time. You don't have to be a knucklehead, right? Strategic preparation over brute force. Sun Tzu says, the one who is skilled in battle does not become angered. The one who is skilled at winning does not become afraid. The one who is skilled at winning does not become afraid. Had to say that twice. Thus the wise win before the fight, while the ignorant fight to win. The wise win before the fight, while the ignorant fight to win. Think about that. Just think about that. Those who are truly skilled prepare themselves so thoroughly that victory is practically assured before they take action, right? It's true for us in business relationships. It's true for us in personal relationships. It's true for us in goals, both business and personal. Because success often lies not in the struggle against every obstacle, but in placing ourselves in the right position from the start. That's what it's all about. Today, take a moment to review the areas that you want to excel in. Ask yourself, am I properly prepared, or am I relying on sheer effort to push through? Let me tell you a little something. When I first got my real estate license, I felt like I kept calling myself a thoroughbred who just couldn't wait for the gate open, and when the gate opened, I just was running. I didn't know which direction to go, but I was just running. That's what I kept calling myself. And it's because I said yes to just about everything. And I'm not saying that's a bad thing necessarily, but I am. Because I mean, I was driving to ridiculous distances just to show houses to people who ended up not buying, right? And so, you know, I'm going these long distances. I'm traveling these long hours. I'm away from home, putting in all this work and all this effort, and you still do that. In real estate, you put in a lot of work. Like yesterday or Sunday, I spent a whole entire morning working on something for somebody, and then they decided that they would not sign an agreement with me, so I couldn't show them anything. I legally couldn't open the door for them because they wouldn't sign a paper, not even just a contractual agreement for the day for specific properties. Like I got as detailed as I could with the contracts. And legally, I can't open those doors. There's a lot to that. But you spend a lot of time working on stuff sometimes that doesn't pay off. And so, luckily, that was local, right? That was just in Lexington. I didn't waste a ton of time, but I was taking these phone calls, you know, for things that was 2.5 hours away. And it took a lot of my time. So I wasn't ever prepared for anything. I was just on the go all the time. And so that's what I'm talking about here. I wasn't properly prepared. I was just relying on sheer effort to push me through. Eventually, what I've done, and I may even do this again, but what I've done is I've taken the radius of my business and I'm only going to be servicing a small radius then I have determined where I want to work. And it's not really small, but it's much smaller than where I first started. So it's easier to prepare. I feel more properly prepared for my clients. Um, and that's just me. That's my personality. I had to do that. But Sun Tzu, he teaches us to plan and to put things in place in a way that removes as many barriers as possible ahead of time, right before, prior to, whether it's laying out detailed project plan, mapping out personal finances, preparing for clients, whatever it is, preparation is the key. And so even you know you can spring things up. I'm not saying you can't be spontaneous and be successful at it, but you can't succeed if you're never prepared. So the message there is to just properly prepare for whatever areas that you want to excel in life. He also emphasizes that the best warriors avoid unnecessary conflicts. He writes, "He who knows when he can fight and when he cannot will be victorious." Sometimes we exhaust ourselves by constantly battling against resistance in our lives. And I mean, what if we change that focus, right? What if we focused on choosing paths of less resistance instead? Sometimes the best way to win is to avoid unnecessary battles and direct our energy toward areas of higher chances of success. I mean, the best war, the greatest war in the history of America, of the world, of the universe, I'll just say. The greatest war is the war that was never fought, right? War is nasty. War is awful. War is terrible, right? I mean, it's not good things. It's not good things at all. I mean, the Holocaust, even the Cold War, like none of it was good. It's all negative. It's bloody. It costs people money. Who wants to kill people, right? I guess there's people out there that want to kill people. Not me. I'm just saying, war is awful. So the greatest war, the best war, is the one that you don't have to fight. It's the one that doesn't happen. And so, I think that's what he's saying here is, find an easier path to avoid unnecessary conflicts, avoid the war that you don't have to fight, right? You got to pick your battles. Let's apply that ideal, right? You're stuck in a project, a job, or maybe even a relationship. You're stuck in a project, a job, or a relationship, and it's going nowhere, right? It might be time to shift your strategy rather than pushing harder. Now, when I say relationship, I mean a personal relationship. I don't mean a marriage because I don't believe you should just give up on your marriages. Um, there's a lot more into that, but I generally I don't say give up on your marriage. But other relationships and stuff, sure. So it might be time to shift your strategy in those areas rather than working harder. Maybe you need to invest your effort in the right places. Maybe you need to change it up. It doesn't mean giving up necessarily. It's about being strategic where to invest your time and energy, right? Um, Change things up in your relationship, change things up in your job. Like, what do you need to do? We all need to readjust at times. There's more in this chapter that I could go over with you guys, but I think that's where I'm going to leave it at today. We're going to wrap up here. The Art of War, chapter 4, The Art of War. It shows us that success often comes from knowing ourselves, positioning wisely, and making informed decisions, right? Sometimes it's about avoiding battles, especially the ones that don't serve us, and focusing on areas where we are ready and well positioned to win. Life, like war, is won by those who prepare, who understand their strengths, and who choose their battles carefully. So let's face today with the mindset of strategic action rather than endless struggle, with preparation, patience, and a solid foundation. You are setting yourself up for success, no matter what comes your way. Thanks for tuning in with me, guys, on Wake Up and Rise. I will be back here tomorrow morning at 6:30 a.m. If you think that this show or this episode would benefit somebody, share this out on your feed, send this to somebody, or tell somebody about the show. We're looking to build a community where we can lean into one another and we can lift each other up. And I need your help to build that. I need you to be part of this community. I need you to bring in others to this community. I need your help in getting the word out. And I'm going to be back here tomorrow morning, 6:30 a.m. We're going to dive into a little bit more of the Art of War, see what it says in a couple of these other chapters over the next couple of days. And then we'll go from there. And then I'll meet y'all Friday for Feel Good Friday. So, but I will be back here at 6:30 a.m. tomorrow. Until then, get out there today, guys. Get out there today and rise.